In today's video, we're going to talk about how to enjoy the holiday season as a low-income family, and how I don't believe money is the answer to achieve joy during this time of year. I'm also going to be taking you guys along while I clean my house and decorate a little bit for the Christmas season. So if that all sounds good to you, keep on watching and let's get into it. So I think the first tip I have would be to focus more on the traditions of the holiday season as opposed to the presents under the tree, which I know you guys have probably already heard this, but I feel like it doesn't hurt to hear it again. With social media, it's very easy to compare what everybody else is doing, what everybody's Christmas decorations look like, what everybody's getting their kids for Christmas. And when you start comparing, it can feel very defeating and discouraging. And before you know it, you've lost sight of the whole reason for the Christmas season. And we just don't want to fall into the trap of comparison. So I really enjoy focusing on traditions with my husband and my children. One thing we like to do is build a gingerbread house every year, which is very affordable to do, even if you make the gingerbread yourself. Or, even just decorating the house, creating homemade decorations. It doesn't have to be super fancy. You don't need to constantly go out every year and purchase brand new holiday decorations, although that is super fun. I personally don't decorate a lot for Christmas or any holiday because I just don't like to spend my money on decorations. And if I do, I try to do it very affordably, like at the Dollar Tree or Amazon during the Prime days. One thing I'm so excited to do this year is to create a dried orange garland with my children. I've been wanting to do this for a couple years and I'm jumping on it this year. It's an affordable way to make a cute decoration. It's very traditional. So that is something I'm going to be doing this year. But yeah, I don't buy loads of decorations, which if you guys have been here for a while, my husband works for Winners Canada. If you've ever gone in Winners, you know the temptation. And if you're from the US, the alternative would be TJ Maxx. That is the sister store of TJX, where my husband is employed. And so when you see all the fancy decorations, it can be so tempting to buy those cute decorations. But you have to ask yourself, do I really need this to have a good holiday season? Let me just say, I do not judge anybody who decorates their entire house or spends money that way. I don't believe in judging people for how they spend their money. And if that's what you guys want to do, if you can afford that in the season of life you're in, go ahead and do that. This video is just meant to encourage you on your frugal living, low income journey, but we do not judge other people here on my channel for how they spend their money or how they choose to live their lives. I just don't believe in doing that. So I want to say that if you are decorating your whole house, I love that for you. But yeah, this is just meant for encouragement and ideas and inspiration as opposed to me telling you how you should live your life. But if you are trying to live on a budget, that might just be something to keep in mind, to be mindful of how much money you're spending on decorations and don't feel the need to go all out because everybody is different. Every family is different and some people don't even decorate for Christmas at all. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So if you're wondering what we're doing, my husband and I were trying so hard to put this little piece back in the printer and we still have not figured it out, but I'm going to mess with that today and see if I can figure it out. But anyways, to go on with the video, I would just say focus on traditions. Create little decorations with your kids. You could just do that with something as easy as some construction paper and some pencils and scissors and glue. Just create little handmade decor. I personally love the days leading up to Christmas more than Christmas Day because it's all those little traditions that I really value during the holiday season and just enjoying time with my kids. Something else I think is super fun is just driving around or even just taking a walk in your neighborhood and going and looking at lights. I think is so fun to do. And you could just make a coffee at home to save yourself money and bring it in a thermos and go look at lights because that is just so fun. I know even children love this. they probably love it even more than the adults. But the kids just love it when you take them for a little walk and they get to see all the Christmas lights. I feel like that's just a fun way to enjoy the holiday season, and just really putting an emphasis on spending time with family. Another tradition I love during the holiday season is that my kids' school does a little Christmas concert. And last year was the first time my kids were in school. They used to be homeschooled. And so I loved watching the Christmas concert and watching all these little children singing about Christmas and Jesus. My kids go to a faith-based school, so they do talk about Jesus. They do a little prayer before the Christmas concert. And I just really love that. All of the kids are so happy during this time. They were all running around in their cute little dresses and outfits, and it was such a fun time. And I was just so happy to be a part of that last year. And I'm so excited to go again this year and be able to see them sing these sweet little songs. So I just love the idea of focusing on traditions, and most importantly, focusing on Jesus during the Christmas season. We are meant to do all things for his glory. And if you do celebrate Christmas, I know some Christians don't, but if you do, I think it is important to keep Jesus as the focus, even though it can be so hard. I just want to acknowledge that it can be so hard when you have all of these other things you're doing during the holiday season to slow down and remember the reason we're celebrating. So that is something that I want to remind everyone as well, would just be to focus on the important parts of Christmas, like Jesus, the family time, traditions, rather than all of the materialistic sort of things. I absolutely love Christmas. I love buying my children presents as well. I definitely share in the gift giving love language. I really like to buy them gifts, and I actually prefer to buy for other people even than myself. I feel like it's just a lot of fun to be able to bless others in that way. But I do want to just get back to that materialism, and let's talk about that. There's definitely a lot of that around Christmas time. If you watch a lot of YouTube, you might be tempted to go out and buy all of these gifts for your children. My favorite videos to watch during Christmas time are actually the what I got my kids for Christmas, which I will be sharing as well. But now I tend to watch those videos for ideas for like certain age groups, as opposed to comparing how much I buy my kids versus how much other people buy for their children. And, we all are in different seasons. And even this year, I actually was able to buy my kids a few more items than I normally would be able to. And that's because I just planned it really well. And I started shopping earlier, as opposed to I used to literally just start shopping in December. And now I kind of start a little earlier, and I'm able to get them a little bit more that way. But really, it's not about the number of presents. And you do not need to buy your kids a lot of presents to have a great Christmas. But I just want to say, just try really hard not to compare yourself or fall into the materialistic trap, because every year can look a little bit different, and that's okay too. And yeah, here are a few clips of my children decorating their little pink Christmas tree. And I just want to say, I have a very tiny Christmas tree, as you guys see, but I live in an apartment. I just don't feel the need for a bigger one. But if we ever have a bigger space, maybe we will do that. I know I could technically fit a bigger one, but I already had this Christmas tree. And so I'm like, why am I going to go buy a new one when this one works just fine? I don't feel the need to have more than one, but I would love to get a real tree maybe one year. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching, and let me know what your favorite Christmas tradition is. I will see you guys in the next one. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. I am sharing mainly frugal living and low income homemaking inspiration. So I will see you guys in the next one.